Hey, welcome to the next episode of Spotlight with Ellie Wharrad, founder and head chocolatier, master chocolatier at the Studio Chocolate in Nottingham. Say hi.
Hello.
Come to talk to us today about quite a unique route to being very young and having quite a large team.
Yes.
Awesome. So tell us what Studio Chocolate is like. You've got on the website, there's a lot to choose from, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think chocolate kind of covers everything. So the first thing I started out was making hand-painted bonbons. So paint moulds and create chocolates from that, essentially. We've got 3 different collections, all inspired by artists, planets, or singers and bands. And it's just a nice concept because it's not just a box of chocolates, there's a story behind each one, but they also taste amazing. Then we do cakes as well, so like bespoke. They don't even have to be chocolate cakes, just bespoke cakes. And so wedding cakes, whatever, anything. And then also chocolate classes is a massive part of what I do now on a daily basis. So as the business is growing, we've got a lot of inquiries for hen parties. And we were on I was on a 3rd floor space, and like you had to climb up 3 flights of stairs, so it was like not ideal for big groups of hens. So we decided to find somewhere else. When I say we, I mean me and my dad, because he helped me set it up. We found another space where we could do classes and things, and that was a route I didn't really think about going into. It I just took the opportunities and it went, and now it's like a massive part of what I do. And we teach people how to make ganache, temper chocolate, paint with chocolates, make Easter eggs, whatever the time of year it is, and they're really, really popular.
People love an experience, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. And you can make it and then you take it home, and it's just such a nice thing to learn how to make chocolates. And get so many people say it because we have like couples classes and mums and daughters coming along, because every class is private, so it's just like a 2-on-1 essentially. We get so many people saying like, I didn't realise so much went into hand-painted chocolates, like I understand why they're so expensive now and things. So it's really nice to be able to teach people about that, and also about like just the world of chocolate. Like everybody comes in like, oh, I really like milk chocolate, and by the end of it they're opened up to all the different types of chocolate that you can taste and things, and they come away saying actually I prefer dark chocolate now, or I think about dark chocolate more. And it's just really nice to be able to introduce people to that and teach them how to make something, and then take it home and enjoy it.
How and why are we in chocolate?
So I did A-levels at school, and when it kind of came to the time to decide what to do after that, like with uni or anything, there wasn't really anything that I wanted to do. I was a very creative person and always loved cooking, so I looked at other options, and I found Le Cordon Bleu, which is a culinary school. They're all over the world, but I went to the one in London. I trained in patisserie there for 9 months, and basically trained as a pastry chef. Chocolate was a massive part of that because it kind of crops up in every area. You've got bread work, sugar work, afternoon teas, everything, and chocolate was always part of it. So I found that I was best at working with chocolate, and it was the part I enjoyed the most as well, because you can just be really creative with it. It's like a medium of art, really. And then graduated from there, came back to Nottingham and worked in a Michelin-star restaurant for a little bit. Decided that wasn't for me, and just started making chocolates from home to sell online whilst I looked for a job. And then as I was selling them online, they just went really well, and kind of went from there, really.
Amazing story. It's a really instant success, really, on an online, selling chocolates online. Like I applaud you. Like so many people fail to sell anything online. They spend thousands and don't sell anything. So I've sort of reading up on you before you came in, one of the things that struck me about the bio on your company website was the fact that you were quite firm and strong-minded that university wasn't for you. Do you think that decision has ultimately led you to where you are today?
Yeah, for sure. I looked at universities, but I looked at doing French, which I got an E at A-level in, which I don't know why I wanted to do that. And then I looked at other art courses, and I was just like, every time I went, I was like, no, I just don't see myself here. I don't see myself in another 3 years of education. So I think, yeah, definitely. I think I'd have just ended up going into something, I don't know what I'd have done, but it wouldn't have been anything like this, I don't think.
It's amazing. I think it's really interesting as well. Like, there's some of the people that I follow that influence me on social media and help me with like my business decisions. They've started pumping out stuff that's saying like, college is not actually necessarily even a viable route for people now, because you can just
There's so
find a
many
love and
options.
go for it. So I think that's really valuable to anybody
Yeah.
watching or listening that is struggling with that decision as to whether to go to uni. You are.
It's really strange that, because for me as well, I'm somebody that in school like always followed the crowd, and I was always like just do what my friends are doing. And then I don't know what made me. I think it was just the pure passion of loving food and wanting to work with food that made me think actually I don't need to go and do some degree that I'm not interested in. I can actually go and do something else. But it's interesting, like my school that I did my A-levels at, they've asked me to come back and do assemblies at school to kind of promote the idea that university isn't the be all and end all.
Yeah.
So it is. I definitely think it's becoming. People are starting to realise that now and realise there is other routes.
And save you a fortune as well.
Yeah.
Save you a fortune.
Yeah.
So you said you worked at St Baines.
Yes, I did.
Yes. Anyone that's eaten at St Baines knows or watches MasterChef how hard that must have been. Tell me about that. Tell me about a month at St Baines. What was that like?
That was insane. I was 19, never worked in a kitchen environment, never actually had a job before, because anything I did before was always working for my family. So I'd never actually worked for somebody before. And it was like incredibly long hours, it was like 16-hour days. You had like half an hour lunch. And yeah, it was just absolutely mad, but incredible at the same time. Like I still say to this day that I wouldn't be where I am now if I hadn't done that, because it gave me such a thick skin. It gave me more of a passion for food as well, because you see how much hard work goes into like the tiniest part of a dish, like, and you know not to cut corners and you know not to do all of that. So I think that completely helped me where I am today as well. But yeah, I enjoyed it, but I would never do it again.
And I watch MasterChef and I don't know why anyone would put themselves through it.
You do have to love it. Like the pay's not good.
No.
Like, there's nothing else other than passion behind it, really.
Yeah.
And just being able to be creative and actually see people enjoying you being creative as well. Because the beauty of St Baines was, I was in the pastry kitchen where there is the kitchen bench, and you have 4 guests every night eating in there. And one of my jobs was to like describe the dishes to people. And that was one of the things I actually learned that I love to do, was talk to people about food, which is something I do every day now in what I do. And that taught me that. So yeah, but seeing people actually enjoying it was massive.
So I deal with worry in the shower. Sounds really strange, but I get up in the morning just like everybody, and you have worry, and I have my shower, and I allow myself to worry in the shower.
Okay.
And when I get out of the shower, I can't worry.
Okay.
And I get out of the shower and go, we've got to do this, get on with it.
Yeah.
How do you deal with worry?
I do a lot of yoga.
Yeah.
Literally, yoga, or I'm trying to start exercising more, because I find that I just deal well with it that way. I constantly worry though. I don't think I need to do something like that where I just switch off. But I guess yoga I do, because I can't take my phone into yoga.
Yeah.
So, but I'm constant. Yeah, I think that's the downside to being self-employed, or the upside. Depends how you look at it, but it's constant.
Yeah.
Because I am Studio Chocolate essentially. So I am the Instagram messages and the Instagram comments, and I am the email that's constantly on, and there's never really a switch off. But yeah, yoga I think is probably the only thing I do right now.
Would you say then that that's something that you're developing as a person?
Yeah, that was my personal goal this year, to work on myself and have a better work-life balance.
Yeah.
Because every Christmas it gets absolutely crazy. Like I do like 2 months of straight work, I don't stop, and then I crash at the start of January.
Yeah. Holiday?
I had a few days away, but no, I haven't. No, this was my first week. The weekend just gone now. This is my first weekend off since my birthday, which is November. So, which is silly to say, but yeah. But that's what I mean.
That's
I
how
need
it
to
is.
start.
That's how it is.
And I've got enough staff members now to be able to do that. But I think even this weekend when I was off, I was like texting all the time, like, is everything okay? Like, do you need any more jobs to do? Or I was checking, like, because I've got the till from the shop, I can get on my phone and I can just check it all the time. So I
love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I look forward to looking at like 3 o'clock, like, oh, I'll just check Izettle today.
Yeah.
Like, and it gives you a bit of a boost. Or
I would have it on a screen.
Yeah.
I'd have it on a screen in my office. I'd be like, ding, ding, ding. Like, it's literally, literally like that. That was what I would do.
But yeah, it is difficult to kind of get away from that. But that's my goal this year, is to try and I'm getting better at it.
So one of the things I found, so I did maybe 2 years with just Christmas off, and I would go like this, and then coming into Christmas, I was like dragging myself into Christmas. So what I did the last 2 years, everyone knows I love Ibiza. I go to Ibiza all the time, more for like the Zen side of it than the party side. And what I do now is I go for long weekends, and I go with work. So work goes with me, so they don't all come with me. I take my work with me, and I work in the morning for a couple of hours, and it means that I can relax, but I don't have to do loads of ridiculous output just to have a break. So I go on holiday, and a holiday or a break for me is taking work with me and allocating some time in the day to be able to keep on top of stuff so I don't pay for it when I get back, and then just be. I've worked really on my mindset that actually this is my life and this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
And I just go with that. And then the other thing I've found that's really helped is the gym.
Yeah.
The gym. That I go so routinely to the gym. It just works for me.
I think that's it, routine. I think getting into a habit or something. But it's good because I've done that before. I went to Barbados for 10 days just before Christmas, like not last year before, which was the stupidest idea ever. But I took my laptop with me, and I was like, I'm going to spend, because the time difference, I was waking up at 6 a.m. and my boyfriend at the time was midday, so I had like 6 hours to myself. And I remember people being like, what are you doing, why are you? And I was like, it actually makes a lot more sense for me to just do like 2 hours this morning, and then I can relax for the rest of the day. So one thing I have done is I've joined this thing called the Co-working Club, and they it's just like freelance women in business, meet up every Monday and just co-work essentially. And I always said Monday was going to be my day off, but I actually, the last few weeks I've done all my admin in one day, and then the rest of the week I've got time to be creative, and I've just enjoyed my work so much more for doing that. So I've only got one day off a week, but my evening's a bit more free or whatever it is. So I think it's definitely finding the right balance for yourself, and not sticking to somebody else's
crazy schedule, or what you think you should be doing.
I think that's it. I think what you think you should be doing. So I'm thinking, I need to work Mondays, or I need to answer this Instagram comment at 9 p.m. at night or whatever it is. And I think just not worrying about that. That's definitely something that I've had to really work. If you were to eat another chocolate, which chocolate would it be and why? So we're talking high street, if I was going to go into a supermarket.
You tell me.
Okay. If I was going to go into a supermarket, a Kinder Bueno.
Okay.
It's just, guilty pleasure.
Okay.
I love hazelnut, so. But I really, really love craft chocolatiers. So I remember a few years ago my mum bought me, there's a chocolate library. So it's just a selection of chocolate bars, which is what we've actually just done as well, but anyway. And it's just handcrafted chocolate, but it's bean to bar, and it's just smaller companies.
Yeah.
I love tasting their chocolate, just because it's always, you can just tell how much has gone into it. But I can't eat as much as I could. I know. But that's the whole point about high street chocolate. It's designed to make you eat loads. So.
It is, yeah. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine would be a double decker for my kid.
I don't think I've ever had a double decker.
Wow. I've not lived.
No. I couldn't eat anything like dairy milk though, solid milk chocolate bar. There's not really milk chocolate.
It's not really milk chocolate.
It's not. It's 20% in cocoa nuts. It's not anything.
And when you melt it just goes to
It's got palm oil in it.
It's horrible. It's horrible. So, chocolatier in Nottingham. So do you supply Nottingham restaurants, do you supply anywhere in Nottingham?
So we do a lot of bespoke kind of corporate gifting and that kind of side of things. And then we do bakery side, so brownies and cookies and cupcakes and things like that. So we're trying to branch out and work with a lot of other companies this year, because it's just one of the things we want to focus on is collaborations. Not working with any restaurants yet. I have done a class with Alex from Alchemilla.
Yeah.
Taught him how to work with the cocoa butter paints and create his own bonbons, which he now does.
Does he?
So, but we're not supplying anyone yet, but that's this year's project.
Favourite restaurant in Nottingham?
See, I love tapas.
Yeah.
So probably Bar Esca.
Yeah.
I loved Alchemilla when I went to Alchemilla, but I think that's a special occasion for sure. But if I was just going to pick a restaurant, it would probably be Bar Esca, I think. That's a really hard question. So,
So much to
the
choose from.
Sexy Mama loves spaghetti, cicchetti, and botti tomorrow as well. Really enjoyed all of them.
Business does loads. It's got loads of offerings. You've got an online presence. You've got an offline presence. You've got classes. Where do you see the future? Where do you see it being in 10 years?
In 10 years.
Or 5 years if you want.
Yeah.
Whichever's easiest.
To be honest, I set it up 5 years ago, and I never ever have said. I remember when I first started, I was like, oh, I really like to have a little team of like a couple of chocolatiers and then a shop person. That'd be really nice. And now there's 9 of us. It's so hard to predict because there's just so many ways it can go. But I think I'd really like to build on our shop that we've got now, because it's just off Pelham Street, so it's like a little alleyway, which is fairly quiet and you don't get a lot of footfall. But it's busy enough to keep it going. I'd really like to just build that up and get people knowing where we are and kind of essentially promoting Cobden Chambers as a place as well, because there's so much down there. Like,
there's so much going on there,
creatives. And there's a project going on down there that I probably shouldn't talk about, so I won't, but that should liven it up this year. The chocolate classes side of it, I really like. I'd say 5 years time is probably up to, like a little bit, probably realistic, to potentially bring that out to other cities as well, because there's nowhere else that really does what we do. They do chocolate workshops, but they don't do private ones like we do. So, like I say, we can take just 2 people. And do like an hour and a half class with them, whereas a lot of places don't really offer that. It's one of those where you book onto it.
It's 20 people.
20 people there. And I just don't think you get the personal kind of touch with it as well, like with that. And same with like hen parties and things. When you've got a big group of them, you want to be on your own. You don't want to be with other people. So I'd really like to branch that out somehow. Whether we do pop-ups or whether we have another base in another city, I don't know. But we're already working on getting out of the studio, so we've had like a couple of inquiries for like big stately homes. Like we did one at Beaver Castle last Christmas, where we kind of took our tanks out there. So that's something we want to offer. I also really want to do a lot more with schools, so develop like an educational program, because there's so many areas that chocolate will fit into. So like science, the whole tempering, even the way that it's just made can be fit in with that. Geography, it's literally all over the world. History, they'll be stuffed with it, and it's just a nice way of engaging children, because children love chocolate. So obviously food, art, even like graphic design, like packaging, like there's just so many areas. And I think that's just going back to my school kind of like 5 times over the last couple of years in different departments, talking to them. I think it's just really, I guess, inspirational for like children to see someone that was in their position 10 years ago do something that they love now, and it actually be relevant and actually be working. So, and
does that lead you? That leads in nicely to thinking about success. Then, so is that your being able to provide that for your school? Is that a success for you? Is that how you view yourself as being a success?
Yeah, it's very surreal. Like, I got asked to do an assembly 3 years ago to year 7s who, I mean, are so scared of you anyway, so I shouldn't be scared of them. But like to go in and then them all, like all my old teachers being like, oh my God, you've done amazing, like you're this massive success now, and I was there like, no, I'm not, like I'm just making chocolate. I think success to me is realising that I'm successful, if that makes sense. Because I just don't. I do now, I'm getting a lot better at it, but like for the last 5 years I'm not. I felt a bit like these people think I'm something that I'm not. And then actually looking back on it, I'm like, no, I have built a business up from nothing, and now I have 8 people working for me. Like that is successful.
Yeah, it's really impressive. You think that most businesses fail.
Yeah, and I look back at like, because we're applying for some business awards this year, and I've like got all the figures out, and I'm looking at it like, wow, like this is amazing, and I really need to sit back and do this more often. So I think, success is like acknowledging success. Also having the work-life balance, because it's just, it can, I mean, we all know that it can affect your mental health and tire you out and everything, and I just don't want to get to a stage where it's too far. But I like I said, I'm getting so much better at that now than I ever was. But yeah, so that's a really hard question. What is success? But
it's the whole point, though. Yeah, it's the whole point.
Exactly. It just makes you think about it.
Yeah, you've talked really eloquently about like your trouble to relax and do stuff. So if you were you, or you are somebody else that's thinking about starting out a business, what piece of advice would you go back and give yourself on day one from everything that you've learned?
It's going to sound really cheesy, but to believe in myself.
Yeah.
Because I think I only just have started doing
Yeah.
that. So I think I'm not saying it could have got better, because I think I can't knock myself for what I've done, but I think if I'd have believed in myself a little bit more and had the confidence to, like, I don't know, do certain things, then it might have grown a little bit faster. Again, I don't want to knock myself, because I don't regret anything, but to definitely believe in myself. If I was to go back and do anything different, I would have probably tried to get a few more work experience placements before I did this, just because I've had to kind of guess with a lot of things on, like, workflows and just, I don't know, I think, like, shelf life, things like that, just things that I've never really, I've had to just guess or Google or ring up someone, or, like, I've not been able to actually be in the industry and find that out that way. But then the beauty of that is I'm not influenced by anything else, so I can do it the way that I think is right, and it seems to be working. So
you now have a team of 8, 9?
Including me and my dad, 9, so it's 7 employees.
So quite a small team.
Yeah.
A growing team. What advice have you got for me managing a small team as well? What can you tell me? What can I learn from you about managing a small team?
I think you've got to have a lot of trust in them. It took me a while to find this team, in the sense of just getting the right people. I think the actual team members have to understand what a small business is like, and they can appreciate that as well as you understanding their position, kind of thing, if that makes sense. And I don't know, it's difficult because, most people have been in a corporate world before and then come into a small business, and it is different. But you've got to get along. I think you've got to all understand each other and talk. Like, one of the things we all found at Christmas is there was one week where every day something bad had happened to each of us. So, like, cat died, broke up with boyfriend, a housemate's not very well, or, like, there was something, and we all just took 10 minutes and sat down together and talked about it with that person, and then moved on, and that person felt a lot better, or whatever it was. So I think understanding each other and you're in a small environment, listening and
taking care
and caring for someone, for sure. I think it's so important to have that in a small team, because it can get stressful and it can get snappy, or it can get whatever, and you've just got to understand each other and understand each other's positions and care about each other.
I try to prioritise everybody in front of me.
So right. Even down to, like, being paid. Like, I'll be like, you guys be paid first, and I'll worry about me later.
There's enough to pay everyone. And even myself.
Pay myself. I literally, I can pay myself as well. And they understand it as well, and it's just, I think, talking, just communication, and I think also from them as well, them appreciating my position, because, like I say, half of the staff are older than me, so naturally I feel a bit like, can't tell you what to do or whatever it is, and they're like, just very much respect me for my position, and there's no, like, awkwardness, or, like, if they've done something wrong, they'll understand that.
We talked a lot actually about resilience and organisation and routine, and sort of mastering that, which then hopefully leads you towards the highs, or even higher highs of success that you're hopefully going to go on to and have more shops. What's been your best moment so far?
There's been a few, but there was one last year, end of October, where we had Channel 5 come and film us for The Wonderful World of Chocolate, which is like a programme. They're on Series 3, we are on Series 3. And we had a brief with Paul Smith to create, like, chocolate pumpkins with their designs on it. And I think it was high in the sense of, like, this is Channel 5, we're actually going to be on TV. And it was just so much fun. Like, we had 2 days of just, the film crew were just so fun. Every team member got involved and felt as important as each other. And it was just so much fun. And I think for all of us, it was just before Christmas, and we all just sat back like, wow, like, this is amazing. And then also to work with Paul Smith. Obviously it wasn't him, but it was the team at Paul Smith, and having such a fun brief was just amazing. That will forever stay with me, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I mean, I'd like that.
It was so much fun.
Like a Nottingham Idol as well. It's just there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine it, like you just sort of like, there was you like one day just starting out, and now you're on the telly doing something for Paul Smith.
So
it's quite surreal.
It was really surreal, and like just being mic'd up and like having to film things over and over again, and just people staring at you in the streets. We had to walk through the street with these pumpkins because obviously they want a bit of jeopardy. They want a bit of like, ooh,
is it going to go wrong?
Yeah. So like we had to do that quite a few times, and like so many people just staring at you, and it was just very strange. But another thing was around the same time I did a chocolate oak tree for a couple that wanted an oak tree instead of a wedding cake, and I was specifically told there couldn't be any cake in it because I was instantly like, okay, I'll make the tree out of cake, and then they were like, no, don't want any cake, it just has to be chocolate, and I was like, okay.
So it was a solid chocolate.
Yeah, the frame was made out of wire,
Non-cake.
and then that was covered in cling film, so the rest was edible.
Right, okay.
But that again was just so much fun to make, and they were just absolutely blown away by it as well. And I think again, little highs, like just getting feedback from customers on a daily basis or on a weekly basis or whatever it is. Making wedding cakes. I love making chocolate sculptures. It's my favourite thing. I'm going on a course in a few weeks because again, personal development this year. I just want to offer something else because I don't offer enough clearly. I love it, but I just hate delivering them. Like it's just so stressful.
I bet.
And I did a wedding for my friend in Cambridge, so I had to take it down to Cambridge. I've got my cousin's wedding in a few weeks, which is up in Liverpool. So I've got a 3-hour journey with
Move the cakes.
Yeah.
Great.
So, scary.
Yeah.
But it's still worth it.
Yeah, that would scare me.
That
would scare me, to be fair. Highs and lowest lows. Your job looks like it's quite fun. Can't always be fun. Tell us about a bad low or a bad time.
So I think a couple of Christmases ago, I fully burnt out.
Right.
Like I say, Christmas, I don't really know how to put it into perspective, but we do 10 times what we do at the other times of the year. So, and I'm just like on constantly going. And a few Christmases ago, there was only 4 of us, including shop. And it was just absolute chaos. I was in the kitchen till like 4 a.m. some days. And I kind of, it was an amazing Christmas. Like it was kind of what made me realise it was going to be a real thing.
You were like, this is it.
I was like, we're doing it.
Wow, yeah.
And the adrenaline rush and the rewards were amazing, but then kind of come January after Christmas, I just had like 2 weeks of just not being able to get out of bed, and I was just like, I can't do this. And that's what made me think I need to, how else can I take this, and like, what can I do to stop this happening again, and what aren't I enjoying about it, and stuff. So I think that's probably the lowest low, but I got out of it and it was fine. But I mean, on a daily basis, I guess it's just the to-do list in your head of like, I've not done that yet, I've not replied to that person yet, and things like that. But it's just all part of the job. But I can't pinpoint anything else other than
that's
that.
All right.
So
I like the fact that you've kind of got the best moment into a low.
Yeah,
and I think that's that's quite common. And then I remember ours was when we got our first massive client. I remember putting the phone down and I told the team, and everyone was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, can anyone believe this? And then we all just looked at each other like, "What are we going to do?"
We've had that.
We've said yes.
Yeah.
I've said yes. What are we going to do?
No.
Yeah, what are we going to do? Like, we've just said yes to this, and everyone was like, "Have we even got the time?"
Yeah.
Like, just
make the time
and figure it out.
Yeah, I think we've had a couple like that. We've got to get 1,000 boxes of chocolates out next week, or whatever it is, and you can't say no. You just do it, and you find time, and somehow it works. One low point, which wasn't really business related, but it was last February. We got broken into, and we got computers stolen, money, my Mulberry bag, just they completely raided the place. And again, you have to turn the bad points into good points.
Yeah.
And it obviously now we've got a lot more security, and which is a lot more secure with the way we do things and who comes in the building and things. But yeah, and from that we ended up having a big party to get the bad vibes out of the building, and that then created so much business for us. So I think it is I think I must have got that mindset from, because I do that in everything.
Yeah.
Everything in my life. You've just got to find the good out of the bad. So
collaboration is becoming a big part of what we do, actually. Hence this. Hence this. So are you collaborating with anybody, and why is it important to collaborate with other Nottingham businesses?
So we set ourselves a goal this year to collaborate with as many businesses as possible in Nottingham, because I think it helps other people get to know you as a business, and then you can do that for that business as well. You can kind of promote their business through you, and just working with like-minded people, I think, is so important. Like, even just this, like, it gives me a boost of like, someone thinks the same way as me, and like I think there's so many independents in Nottingham, like there's so many, and like I say with chocolate, you can do something with everyone. There's been a couple of things it's taken a while for me to come up with an idea, but generally there's always something, there's always a space for there to be chocolate.
There is, yeah.
So one of our projects this year is to work with as many as we can, create a chocolate bar for that business. They sell it, we sell it as a collection with loads of other businesses in it as well, so that we can promote and just get people around Nottingham and like knowing about all these amazing businesses. And we're hopefully going to do one with Louisa's Vegan Chocolates, who's Snedden Market. We want to do a chocolate bar collaboration, because loads of people are like, oh yeah, who's your competitor and stuff, and we're completely different. She's bean to bar craft chocolate, vegan, and we're more about the arty side of it, working with chocolate and turning it into things. So we're going to hopefully work together on something for International Women's Day.
Oh, nice.
Because she works with female farmers, and yeah, we use her chocolate in something, and be collaborative rather than competitive.
Big thank you to Ellie from Studio Chocolate. That was a blast. I hope you enjoyed it.
A lot of fun.
I hope you enjoyed it.